Hi Virgo, how's everybody doing? Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. For some of you, you may be taking a little bit of a retreat. This could be individually. You could also be doing this within a partnership, like maybe even spending time with somebody that you're close with. This feels kind of like focusing on a relationship that you have, maybe setting time apart to spend with this person. Even like working. This can also be within a partnership, like a business partnership. You could be collaborating more often or trying to figure out ways to collaborate, make things work within the workspace, make things work within the home space. Things like this. A lot about your interpersonal dynamics. Hearing something about a gift, even. It's fitting with the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like figuring out how you want to spend time with somebody, making sure that you're giving what you want, making sure that you're talking about your needs and communicating. And maybe you feel like you're in a good place, particularly with somebody where like they're meeting your needs, you're meeting theirs, you're meeting your own, they're meeting their own, things like that. Evaluating how you're spending your time, spending your resources, how much energy you're putting into work. Does look like a conversation that's being had. Let's get more about this setting. For some of you straight away, I'm even getting something with work where you may feel, this can be in the home setting too. You could feel like you're putting in a lot of work and maybe you want some help now. You feel like your energy is running low and maybe you feel like you're the one that's doing a lot and now it's time for somebody else to step in or step up. Communication is going to be key here in this situation with the King of Swords, but I'm seeing something that you're like, I don't know if I want to bring this up. It may be a little bit controversial. Maybe there will be some backlash. People may get uncomfortable. It's like maybe you have to call something out here even. This can be something where you're like, you know what, I've been really like picking up this slack here and I'm looking for somebody else to help me out now. Again, whether this be within the home or within a work setting, whatever it is for you. This can even be discussing compensation. But that can also translate to energy too. You may feel like you're expending a lot of energy. Maybe things are like kind of weighing on you, culminating even. I'm hearing you're just gonna watch me do it. So yeah, maybe you feel like somebody's kind of like sitting on the couch or sitting around while, I'm not gonna say that, basically while you're getting your work done. But it may be like you covering other people where they can step in. Yeah, I'm even seeing it's like somebody sitting on the couch watching TV, and this can definitely be a metaphor. Somebody sitting on the couch watching TV, and it's like you're cleaning the coffee table, and then you're cleaning the TV off, and then you turn around, and it's like they put their feet up on the coffee table, and you're like, hey, I just cleaned that. So it's like maybe it's not even just about what you're doing, it's maybe a lack of consideration even on this person's part. But maybe they also don't feel like something is their job to be doing, because I'm getting like even a little bit of an entitled energy here. Maybe somebody you're dealing with, Virgo. It's like somebody wants to kind of watch you and is going to wait for you to come to them, have a conversation. I'm getting that like they may be more aware than they let on, but they may be kind of like when you have your back turned, it's like they're watching you work and they're aware that they're not helping. But like as soon as you turn around, they're like, what? Like just not paying attention. So seemingly. I'm hearing I gotta think about it with the Hanged Man. There's a reevaluation happening of the collaboration space with you and this person or you and these people, like something even being reconfigured. So it's like maybe talking about like different roles. I'm even getting like a list of things that need to be done, and maybe you're kind of divvying up the work in some way to get things to run more smoothly. There's something that you may not be seeing about the dynamic that like working things out and having open dialogue, it's going to help you figure things out. So this is like definitely something that you want to address head on, for sure. It's like everybody needs to get on the same page here, because you guys may even have like different ideas of like whose role is what and like what is whose responsibility here. And because of that, especially with Neptune, like there may be an imbalance where like somebody's doing too much work, they feel, and another person isn't picking up the slack. I'm even seeing something about cooking here. It's like maybe you feel like you're the one that cooks all the time and you want somebody to also like help you out too. Yeah, I keep seeing this over and over again. It's like one person is working and getting things done, or like cleaning up around the house, or like sweeping things up at work, like whatever it is that you're doing, or like cleaning. I'm even seeing like computers and stuff here. And like everybody else, it's like, you don't want to get to the point where you're going to call this out in a way where you're like at a boiling point. You want to do this when you're feeling calm and grounded, when you can have a conversation that is going to be effective, rather than you like coming at the other people, because they may have their own stuff that they're doing and they may feel like it's very important, whatever it is that they're concerned with. So like in a way you may feel like it's obvious that they should pick up and help, and maybe they're also not seeing it that way, and that's why the conversation needs to be had. Like I'm seeing something that can very much be a miscommunication with Neptune here and the Three of Pentacles. Because like you see this person, it's like they're over here getting work done, and it's like they're turning around, and I feel like you could get even angry about something and being like, don't you see me over here? Like it's very blatant to see that I'm taking care of all of this stuff, and these people are like, they feel like you're interrupting them. But all of you guys are working within the same space. So yeah, maybe everybody is just kind of like have their blinders on and they're focused on what they're doing. And so like having communication rather than like silently being resentful, that's what's going to help you here in this situation. Because there's something bubbling up here that needs to be addressed is what I'm seeing. Yeah, I even get the feeling where like you may think that people are doing things on purpose and it may not actually be on purpose. That's not to say that sometimes it isn't. Like maybe they are deliberately avoiding certain things, but you may be like putting more weight onto that than it actually deserves within this situation. And regardless really of the circumstance, having a clear open dialogue and communicating is going to resolve this. It's going to help to get you somewhere better than what the situation is right now, at least, so you can get things kind of out in the open. Yeah, it's your time to shine, your time to take charge. You may even be, what's the word I'm looking for? Could possibly be negotiating. Maybe feeling like you are mentoring a bit. More than anything, what this looks like to me is that you could be taking it upon yourself, so things are fair in your eyes, to kind of be in charge and be like, okay, I'm the one that's going to write this list, and I'm going to be the one assigning people the work that they're going to be getting done on here. And as long as everybody's in agreement with that, where you see your name, that is the thing that you're responsible for. So yeah, there may be something that you're taking upon yourself. Delegate, that's the word I was looking for. And delegating. Because maybe nobody else is stepping up. For others of you, this could be This could be like even a boss within the workplace that's going to be doing this, or if you're kind of managing other people, or like somebody that has some sort of like manager position. People would respect this person to be saying what needs to be said. This can be you, this can be maybe somebody higher up than you that you want to have a conversation with about this. Because if you feel like this isn't your place, it may be better coming from that person if that's not you. But it definitely can be, for sure. I kind of get the feeling like somebody may be watching you and seeing how you're going to handle a situation, and they're not stepping in for some reason. It's like they may not want you to know that they're observing you. Like maybe it has a certain purpose, but it seems like they are like watching you and what you're doing, but not in an obvious way, and like purposely not stepping in for some reason. Looking at a fire sign, I'm looking at Taurus. Seeing a lot of Pisces energy here too. I'm getting another storyline here. Let me get one more and see. While you are stepping into a spot where you're taking care of things, if this is you, remember energies can be reversed. I'm seeing you be in a place where you are taking things upon yourself to get things done. You look like you're in some sort of leading role. What you may not be aware of with the moon here is somebody else that's like preoccupied with other things, but these things that they're preoccupied with and like why they may not be stepping in to help you, it's like they're watching you, but they're not really stepping in. It's because they have something else going on. And with the Three of Cups, it like seems like a third party situation that they haven't let go of yet. When I say a third party, it does not need to be another person. This can be, for some of you, it has to do with substances, even I'm getting, but it can be like somebody preoccupied with like their job or making money or a child or just something, for whatever reason, it's something that you don't know about with the moon. But it's something that is impeding on like their ability to come through and assist you. And it's something that, like, they may not actually want you to know about for some reason. Let's get further. Let's clear the energy. Somebody could even be, like, partying and stuff, and they haven't let go of this. It's like somebody that wants to have fun and like not really be responsible, and this is like maybe a lifestyle that they've grown accustomed to, and it's like meanwhile you have all of this stuff that's weighing on you, but this person is like concerned with having fun and stuff like that. And it's something that this feels like an energy where maybe somebody hasn't completely matured or they haven't like really grown up, and it's like the morning after and they're not helping you clean the house. It's like just you picking up all the empty cups and stuff. It seems like, I'm hearing it's a tactic. It seems like a behavior that this person is having a hard time letting go of, or like some involvement that they have that they're having a hard time letting go of, something that they've been participating in that they're having a hard time letting go of. To also have Neptune here with the Three of Cups, this can definitely be some sort of like partying, drugs, stuff like that. Stuff where they're ungrounded, and it makes it harder to work with this person because of that. It can also be them like avoiding things and wanting to escape, and that doesn't have to be through drugs. It can be like any sort of escapism. It's like every time you need this person, they somehow disappear, or like they're out driving and they said they were just going to get milk and they've been gone for 3 hours, and it's like, where are they now? So yeah, avoidance, escapism with Neptune here is the vibe I'm feeling. I'm hearing, where are you now? What's going to help you is getting really comfortable in your skin and really confident and doing what needs to be done here. I'm hearing not taking no for an answer. That seems a little bit aggressive. But yeah, maybe this is like you've been trying to get somebody to help you and they're like, no, or I'll do it tomorrow. And it's like, maybe you're going to start holding, maybe that's what this means. You're going to start holding this person accountable now. Maybe in a way where you hadn't been before. Maybe you feel like there's a little bit of this person like kind of not respecting you a little bit at times. This may also just be part of a role that they've grown accustomed to, because to have the Hierophant here, this can be, with the Taurus energy, this can be somebody that's kind of like stuck in these roles of like, oh, if you're playing this role, you're the one that's supposed to like cook and clean, and like I'm the one that's supposed to make money and I'm not supposed to do this part, you know. It can be something traditional like that, where like you have a difference of opinion when it comes to like the type of roles that you want within a relationship with someone. The placement of the moon seems very strange here. I do keep getting the feeling that there's some type of energy around you that's observing you, but they are not letting that be known for some reason. It's like somebody kind of looming in the shadows. They're like even waiting for you to call something out or to say something, which is weird because like you wouldn't be aware that this person is anticipating this in any way. So strange. I'm hearing, why is this happening? It looks like you're going through something right now that has to do with like your view and understanding and perspective of self, your self-esteem, your self-confidence. Maybe even in a situation that you don't feel particularly empowered within. And you're like sorting through the emotional baggage of this experience. Yeah, it's like, what's going to make me happy here within this situation? Because that's the direction I want to go in, where I feel emotionally connected. And if anything, that's something that's lacking within this picture. So I'm seeing somebody be like, okay, I'm thinking about my standards within this situation. I'm thinking about what's fair, I'm thinking about what's right, and I'm recognizing that if I want this to happen, I need to take it upon myself to take action here within this situation. So that's what's going to help you, okay? I'm seeing a conversation being had, something being called out, but there's some sort of unknown factor. It's like even trying to have a conversation with somebody through a wall is what it looks like to me. To have the moon separating the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. It's like the King of Swords is trying to communicate with the Queen of Wands here, but there's like some type of barrier, like some type of fogginess even that you can't see through, or it's like very dark and so you can't see what's on the other side of something. But I'm getting that this is even on purpose, which is also just a strange setup energetically. It's almost like calling out into the dark and not knowing if it's going to reach the person or like who else is even out there. And maybe that's also how you feel. Like maybe you feel like you can't reach someone, whether this be an aspect of your being or this is an actual other person outside of yourself. But I'm seeing somebody that wants to have a conversation. There's just like some wall that they need to break through in order to get in touch with this person. What's interesting to me is that with the King of Swords above here, and for the sake of keeping a single narrative, we'll just say this is you and you can reverse it if that makes sense. I'm seeing one person have some type of connection with another person that may even be something unspoken, but it looks particularly deep. And they want to have a conversation with somebody that they find attractive in some way, whether this be physically or like creatively you're attracted to somebody. There's some type of pull or attraction that you feel towards a person. And I am seeing a compatible energy with the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands, but it's like untouchable for some reason, whatever this dynamic is that's going on here. And I'm seeing like with the Hierophant, with the Taurian energy, I'm seeing somebody be aware. It's like you want to call somebody on the phone and for some reason it's like you're getting static and you're not like making contact with them. And meanwhile, there's another person that's like watching you make that call. But they may not be saying anything to you about that. They're just somebody that's kind of like watching what you're doing. This can even be somebody that, yeah, you want to talk to them, but maybe you haven't been completely upfront about how you're feeling or like your intentions, or you don't know what their intentions are. There's like some sort of unknown or like mystery or secrecy around this. And I'm seeing like somebody, it looks like a third party even, be like very aware of what this is that's happening here. There's somebody very curious about you and who you're having conversations with, what you're saying, who you're talking to. And maybe that's the reason why it's even like when you have somebody's name saved as another person, so you go to like call them, because it seems like whoever this person is that's watching you, like for some reason you may not want them to know who you're talking to. But yeah, something could be holding you back. And this can even be you observing yourself doing something where it's like your higher self or like your conscious mind is watching you and being like, do you want to go down that road? Yeah, and like I don't like to tap into this when the reading can go another way, but it does very much feel like a third party situation. But as I said before, it doesn't have to be a whole nother person. It can be like an activity or something else. And I'm seeing like somebody have mixed feelings about this. You know, this is also reminding me of the last Virgo reading where it was like, you have these two different aspects of yourself, and it's like the feminine aspect of you that you tap into, and that had been something that was like kind of being lived out, and then this masculine element where like you may want to be in situations where like you can kind of lead things or take control of situations, because I'm seeing you again here in a masculine energy, and it's like you want to address something, or you want to take action, or you want to initiate something with a feminine energy. But like you may have a little bit of a blockage, but I'm seeing like as much as there's a blockage, there's also a connection here present, something deeply psychological, even spiritual with Pisces here, with the Pisces energy. It doesn't have to be an actual Pisces. This can be like something that you share, like a Neptune contact or a moon contact with someone in your synastry. And like your like even higher mind can be observing you doing something and figuring out like whether or not you want to go through with something that you're still sorting out when it comes to somebody that you want to connect with, somebody you want to be involved with. And I'm seeing something that you like have mixed feelings about, like maybe even whether or not you can work something out with someone. And like if this is reversed, you may not be aware that somebody else like has another person or something that they're involved with that like you may not be aware of or you may not know of. Or they're just not interested in it just being like, this can be somebody where it's like they want to prioritize like their job right now and they're not trying to focus on just a romantic relationship with you, potentially. It can be so, the third party can be so many different things, and it can be different for each person watching. But whatever it is, I'm seeing there be like some sort of confusion or mixed feelings about it. Something that's not completely clear. And to also have the moon here and also the hanged man, it's like a lot of fogginess here around this situation that I'm getting. It's like not everybody is communicating with each other here is what I'm seeing. More than anything, there's like definitely some element of secrecy here and like somebody very curious about figuring out what's actually going on. Wanting to see, wanting to know, wanting to find out. And I'm seeing too, it's like something about the third party element is bringing some sort of chaos or confusion into the picture, and that's exactly what would need to be let go of in order to get to the 10 of Cups here and to get things moving. And the 10 of Cups would be like feeling fulfilled, feeling content, feeling happy, feeling like things are sorted emotionally, feeling connected with your emotional self. Looking at Neptune, Pisces, Taurus, Saturn. It seems too like this is asking yourself, like, is something actually going to make you happy? Because this can be something that, like, you feel attracted to it, and you're asking yourself, is that actually going to bring me the sense of fulfillment that I think that it will? Like, is this something to really follow through with or follow up on? Or is this something that's just part of a fantasy space, and it's not actually going to materialize for me? It's like something glittering and you're trying to figure out if it's like really solid gold or if it's just encrusted in it. I really am getting the feeling that it's something about like addressing an attraction that you have and maybe trying to figure out why that is, because it looks like as much as you may know blatantly that you're attracted to somebody, there's some sort of air of mystery around this person as well with the moon. And it's one of those moments where it's like I feel very magnetized by this person's energy, but for some reason I can't put my finger on it with the moon and the Queen of Wands. It's like a very appealing energy, but for reasons unknown. It's like, why do I find this person so attractive? Why do I feel so pulled into them? We feel connected. I feel connected with you. Again, it does even feel like something unsaid that you have between you and this person. Yeah, I'm definitely getting this vibe here. I don't know how far you would let this go, but it's something that you want to do. There's a notion of like wanting to move in quickly, like impulsively, naturally feeling something and being like, I want to jump on that. Whatever this thing is that you're chasing here. This is something that you would feel like very, very passionate about. I'm hearing undoing. So maybe something that you're like trying to solve, kind of like a Rubik's Cube that you're trying to figure out here fervently. Because the Knight of Wands is somebody very passionate and very much like, I'm going to like conquer this and figure it out and I'm going to seize it and it's going to be mine. And then that part of yourself that is more grounded is like, okay, we need to slow down a little bit. Can't go that fast. You may also be aware of the consequences of not thinking something through. It's like maybe you want to do something in a more subtle, paced out energy rather than like going all in with something. It's like, take your time with this. It's even a situation where like you're about to run a marathon and you get so excited that you start off like sprinting so fast and you get like gassed out before you even get half a mile. And this is about like really taking your time with something here. Because you can still keep that energy and that like excitement and that passion that you feel, but you may want to be more strategic with it rather than letting it all hang out is what I'm hearing. It's like rather than making everything completely like obvious, it's like keeping some sort of subtlety even with what you're doing. It looks also like there's something that you want to protect. It's like, don't jump in too quickly because there's also something that's suspended within the balance here that will be affected by like the way in which you approach a situation. Yeah, I'm even seeing a notion of being like swept up in the fire of something. When the timing is right, and you figure out the most diplomatic way to approach a situation. I will even say this too. This can be you getting angry about something and like not wanting to react immediately too. It's like anything that impulsively you feel going on within the emotional space that you're like, yeah, let's do this right now without thinking about it. There's a notion of needing to pull back the reins here. And especially be aware to play the tape to the end so you're not making choices without thinking about the repercussions of them. And when you figure out how to do this in a balanced way, it will be time to move forward. And I'm seeing you even like switch up the way that you're approaching a situation. It's like rather than coming through as the Knight of Wands, you're going to come through as the Knight of Swords. Which is somebody like more concerned with like communicating, make sure everybody's on the same page, making sure things are balanced and reciprocated and all of that, and things are like fair more than anything. Making sure that you're like being as objective as possible within a situation. Because if not, you're going to get slammed, karmically speaking. I am looking at the Tower, coming to fruition. I'm hearing cards fall. I'm hearing where they may. I'm also hearing when it all falls down. I think that's a song, actually. I think that's a Kanye West song. So with the Tower, something is coming to a head here. Something that has been building and building and building. It's almost like something that you can't contain any longer, because this energy has to be transmuted, otherwise it's just going to blow through something. And I'm even seeing it be like that. It's like this is a very, very strong energetic response, even something that you feel physically, and this is it, like, all coming to the top now. I'm even seeing like a volcano exploding here. I'm hearing surprising effect. So, like, in order for this not to happen, there's a sense of, like, needing to have boundaries so things don't completely crumble. And not taking the opportunity to put yourself into a karmic situation that is going to have a karmic impact on you that you are not going to want to deal with after the fact. So it's like you can either continue how you're going and experience a Tower, or you can switch it up and avoid that. You have the option now, like, before mayhem ensues. This can also be somebody entering into your life that you're aware brings some sort of chaos to you, that kind of shakes things up. But as I said before, you doing this in a diplomatic way, where you're kind of switching up the way that you're approaching a situation, switching more into an air suit rather than a fire suit. If you're a fire suit within this setting, if that's what you're embodying, you may not be thinking things through and just be about, like, taking action and doing it now, because impulsively that's what I feel like. However, like, if you transition into more of an interesting earth energy, more of an air energy, you're going to be thinking things through, making sure that you're communicating properly, clearing things up if they need to be cleared up, and also, like, being more logical with the way that you're approaching something rather than just being all heart here. Because being heart is important within a balanced space with everything else. And that may take a little bit more time, but it's going to be something that ends up being better than experiencing a Tower here. Because a Tower can be like, you knocked over one little domino and you didn't think it was going to have that big of an effect, and now it knocks over the whole domino tower, and it's, like, out of your hands now, and you can't really like, control the momentum of the situation. So this is about doing things in a way where you don't have to experience the jarring implications of the Tower. And I'm seeing it be, like, very much in your hands about how this situation proceeds, because you don't want to be losing something that you have, that you care for, something related to your security. You don't want to lose that because you weren't thinking things through. This is the time to be grounded and to, like, think about the implications of your actions and also the actions of the people you're allowing into your life. I'm looking at Jupiter, Libra, and Mars here. Alright, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.